Hello students, welcome back. So today we will be covering the last topics regarding welded connections. In today's lecture we will be covering three topics. The first one will be what if field welds are applied or field welds are asked, and second topic will be what to do when butt joint or groove welds are asked, and the third one will be slot welds. So moving on to the first question of today. The question here is, determine the shear strength of a fillet weld 8 mm size assuming Fe410 steel. That means the grade of plate is given as Fe410. As you can see here, the grade of plate is being given as Fe410. We need to use these two methods, that is first to use shop welding and the second is to use field welding. Now how to proceed further? So in this case the basic difference between a shop weld and field weld is very minor. So looking forward to the sum. The S, that is size of weld, is given in question as 8 mm. You can see here that 8 mm size, that means size of weld is given as 8 mm. We can identify the throat thickness. Clear? So throat thickness in this case will be 0.7 into S, that will be 5.6 mm. Now first thing will be to apply shop welding. Now for shop welding, as we all know, we need to find the force. Clear? But in this case it is being asked to find the strength, and we are comparing two types of joints or two types of welds. In this case, clear, we are comparing shop weld with a field weld. So the length of weld is not the main criteria that we have asked. We just need to compare that which type of welding is preferable, or what is the difference between a shop weld and a field weld. So here the P force, that was our total force, I have substituted it by Rw as it is the strength of weld. Clear? You can still mention it P, there is no issue in that. So the equation here becomes Rw equal to Lw FWD. Lw will be our length of weld. Here keep in mind we are not finding the length of weld, we are just comparing our two welds, that is shop weld and field weld. So we are finding the strength per mm. We are not finding the total strength or total load. If we are finding the total load, then we would have multiplied it by total length. Clear? Here the total length is not our concern, so we are just finding the total strength per mm. So as we are finding per unit mm, we are taking Lw equal to 1 mm. So substituting here Lw equal to 1 mm, TT, that is throat thickness, will be 5.6 and FWD will be 189. Now how this FW 189 came? For this you need to refer your IS code. Clear? Page number 79, clause number 10.5.7. Here you can see the equation is mentioned, FWD equal to FWN upon gamma mw, and FWN can be seen here Fu by root 3. Clear? So applying these cases we get the value 189, and solving this we get strength equal to 1058.4 Newton per mm. We are just finding the strength per mm in this case. Clear? If the total length of weld was given in question, then the final answer will be this value multiplied by our total length. Clear? But in this case we are not concerned with our length, so the final answer will be in Newton per mm, that is force per unit length. Now moving on to the second topic, that is about field weld. So in field welding, as you can see here, the strength of weld again will be per mm. The equation will be the same. The only thing that will be changed is the value of FWD. For shop welding, the value of FWD will always be 189, and for our field weld, the value of FWD will always be 158. Now how this value came? For that we'll be referring our IS code again. Keep in mind there are two criteria. For shop weld, the gamma mw, that is factor of safety for weld, is taken as 1.25, and for field weld it is taken as 1.5. Where it is mentioned? It is mentioned in our page number 30 of your IS code. So on page number 30, table number 5, here you can see that in the last row it is mentioned for welds, and in these two columns, the first column is for shop fabrication and the second column is for field fabrication. The only difference here is the partial safety factor value. For shop welding we will be taking it as 1.25, and for field welding we will be taking it as 1.5. Clear? So this is the only difference between a shop weld and a field weld. So again substituting these values in the equation, we get FWD, the equation will be the same. Fu upon root 3 gamma mw. Fu being of plate will be 410 root 3, and gamma mw in this case will be 1.50. If it was asked as shop weld, the gamma mw value would have been 1.25, and by solving this as 1.25 we get the value 189. That is for shop welding. And for field welding, this value will be substituted as 1.5. Clear? And so the answer that comes out to be is 158 Newton per mm square. So this is the only difference between a shop weld and a field weld. Now moving on to our sum. Equating here 158, we get an answer 884.8 Newton per mm. So these were our two cases that was asked. The first find using the shop weld and the second was find using field weld. So this is the only difference in this sum. Moving on to our next sum. The question here is, two plates of thickness 12 mm and 10 mm are to be joined by a groove weld. Groove weld is also known as butt weld. The joint is subjected to a factored tensile force of 200 kilonewton. So axial tension pull is given as 200 kilonewton. Assuming effective length of 120 mm. Keep in mind LW is already given in the question. Effective length is already given as 120 mm. Check the safety of joint for a single V-groove weld and a double V-groove weld. Means in this case we need to identify whether it will be safe for a single V-groove or a double V-groove. That means to sufficient this load, that is to carry this amount of load that is given in the question is 200 kilonewton, we should either provide single V-groove or double V-groove. So here the question is, which of the two criteria will be satisfied? Yeah? And the plates, steel plates are given as 410 grade, and it is been asked to assume shop weld. So FWD here will be again 189. Now starting with the sum. First let us take a look at the diagram. Here you can see that two plates are given as they are of different thickness. The left plate will be of 12 mm thickness and the right plate will be of 10 mm thickness. As you can see here, it is not the question of fillet weld. So here the plates won't be overlapping each other. In case of groove weld or butt weld, plates are always kept nearby each other or adjacent to each other with a gap between them. Yeah? So in this gap we need to field weld. So if the weld is filled only in one side, that is either top or either bottom, it is known as single groove weld. And if it is filled on both sides, that is on top side as well as on bottom side, then it is called a double groove weld. Means, for example, if we are welding in just this top portion and as it is given as a V groove, the shape of this groove or shape of this weld will be V. It can be a V, U, J, any shape. In our syllabus it is considered to be either U or V, but shape doesn't matter. It just refers to either it is a groove weld or a fillet weld. Clear? So in this case you can see that a single V groove is provided. And now for the same section, if the weld is applied at the top side also and the bottom side also, as you can see here, this type of joint is called a double V groove joint. So here in this sum we need to identify whether our plate will withstand this amount of load either in first case, that is either in single V groove or either in double V groove. So which type of joint is to be applied to resist this amount of load, we need to identify that. Clear? So moving forward, the first thing that we need to identify will be for single V groove will be the throat thickness. Clear? And throat thickness here, as we are not dealing with fillet weld, size is not to be find out. Size of weld is always to be find out only when we are dealing with a fillet weld. For butt weld, sizes are not to be found out. So in this case, as you can see here, the effective throat thickness, the value will be 5/8T. Keep in mind, it is not given in our IS code. This equation, that is for single V groove, the throat thickness will always be 5/8T. You need to remember this, it is not given in our IS code. Clear? T being the thickness of the thinner plate. Keep in mind, this T thickness will be the thickness of our thinner plate. As you can see in the question that two dimensions are given, one is 12 and other is 10. So out of these two, the thinner plate will be 10. So substituting the value 10 here, we get answer 6.25. This will be our throat thickness. Clear? Now moving forward, as the effective length of weld is already given in question as 120 mm. So we need to find now the strength of weld, and strength of weld, again the equation will be same, Pw equal to Lw Tt Fwd. The equation will be same either in the case of fillet or either in the case of butt weld, but just the difference will be the term Fwd. Clear? In the sum that we are dealing with fillet weld, this was directly depending on the shop or field criteria. If it was shop criteria, then the value would have been 189. But in the case of butt criteria, we need to identify the value of this FWD again. FWD in this case won't be 189. We need to find again using our clause, and for that we need to refer to page number 79, clause number 10.5.7. Till now we were referring this clause that was fillet welds, and now we will be referring this clause that is 10.5.7.1.2, that is for butt welds. Clear? So this clause states that butt welds shall be treated as parent metal with a thickness equal to throat thickness, that will be Tt, and the stresses shall not exceed those permitted in the parent metal. Clear? And in this case parent metal means the main plate, and as it is given in the question that the main plate is of Fe 410 grade, that means Fu of the plate will be 410 and Fy of the plate will be 250 Newton per mm square. So we will be substituting these values. So this will be our Lw, that is length of weld. This will be our throat thickness. This Fy term will be our 250 Newton per mm square for parent metal or the main plate. And keep in mind, whether it is our shop weld or field weld, the only thing that will be changing is gamma mw. If it is shop weld, the value will be 1.25, and if it is field weld, the value will be 1.5. Else the equation will be same. And solving it, we get an answer 150 kilonewton. But as the question is not to find the strength, question here is to check whether the joint can sustain the amount of load that is 200 kilonewton or not. And here we can see that if we provide a single V groove, it can sustain a maximum of 150 kilonewton, which is less than 200 kilonewton. So the joint is not safe. Here you have to write this statement. It carries important marks, either half of or 1. So don't forget to write this statement, because it is asked to check whether it can sustain the amount of load or not. So here single V groove is failed. Now moving on to the double V groove joint. So for double V groove joint, we need to find again the Tt of the plate, that is throat thickness. For single V groove, we need to remember that Tt will always be equal to 5/8t. And for double V groove, it is given in our IS code. So on page number 79, you need to refer this clause, that is 10.5.3.3. And here you can see that it is mentioned the effective throat thickness of a complete penetration butt weld. Complete penetration butt weld, that means a double V or double U groove. Clear? It is only mentioned for double. For single V or single U, it is not mentioned in our IS code. So it is said that it shall be taken as thickness of thinner plate. Yeah? So Tt here will be equal to thickness of thinner plate. So here, as we can see, the thickness of thinner plate is 10 mm. Tt here will be 10 mm. Now moving forward, we need to identify again the value of P. So as we know, length of weld is 120. Tt here in the case is 10. Fwd again will be the same, Fy upon gamma mw. So here in this case, the total load that is to be resisted, or that is resisted by our double V groove, comes out to be 240 kilonewton. And the load that was asked to be resisted was 200. So 240 is greater than 200. So the joint is safe. So in this sum, it is proved that it is safe under double V groove and it is not safe under single V groove. So this was our V groove, or you can say butt welds. The only difference here is the term FWD. Other equations will be the same. The only change here is the case of FWD. Okay? Now moving on to our third sum. The question here is two plates of width 200 mm and 10 mm thickness are required to be designed using welded connections. Which type of connections is not been asked? Either to use fillet weld, to use butt weld, or to use slot weld. But it is asked for 100% efficiency. That means the full strength of plate is to be identified. And it is also asked use slot welds if required. That means if the fillet weld is not sufficient to resist the full capacity or full strength of plate, then and then only we will be requiring to provide slot welds. So how to proceed further in this case? So first we will be finding the strength of plate. Clear? And strength of plate, for that you need to refer your IS code page number 32. There you will be seeing this clause 6.2. So from your IS code page 32, you need to find this value, that is TDG. And TDG is our strength of plate. Clear? The equation here is AgFy upon gamma m0. Ag, that is gross area, and as the plate is given as the dimension are 200 cross 100. So Ag will be 200 into 100 into Fy. Again for plate, we are talking about the strength of plate. So Fy for plate will be 250 Newton per mm square, and divided by gamma m0, that will be 1.1. Clear? And how 1.1? You can refer page number 30. And this value comes out to be 454 kilonewton. Clear? Now we need to identify the size of weld, and for that we will be referring to the clause that will be requiring minimum size and maximum size. So for minimum size, you again need to come back to page number 78 of your IS code, and in that you need to refer this table 21. And here in the first row it is mentioned that whenever the thickness of plate is between 0 to 10, so for 0 to 10 the minimum thickness to be kept is 3 mm. In the second column you can see that between 10 to 20. So if it is given in the question as 10 mm, always use the first row, that is minimum thickness to be 3 mm. Clear? So as per our table, we can see that the minimum thickness to be applied or minimum size of weld to be applied is 3 mm. Now we need to find the maximum size, and for maximum size we need to refer to our code again, and this time we'll be referring to our page number 79, clause number 10.5.8.1. and referring to clause 10.5.8.1, we can see that the maximum size that can be applied is total thickness minus 1.5. Clear? So total thickness here is 10 mm, so 10 minus 1.5 will be 8.5. So the range that we are getting is the smaller value is 3 and the upper value is 8.5. So we can adopt any value in this between. You can either take it as 4, 5, 6, 7, any value you can assume. Here I have taken size of weld to be 6 mm. You can take 5, 4, that is no issue in this case. And after finding the size of weld, the next step will be to find the throat thickness. So throat thickness here will be 0.7 into S, and that comes out to be 4.2 mm. Now we need to find the value of our P, that is total load. And again the equation will be same, P equal to LWTT FWD. And for that we need to assume the type of weld, because in this case, in this question, it is not been given that either we are using shop weld or we are using field weld. So here we are assuming that we are using shop weld. So for shop weld, FWD will be 189 Newton per mm square. Also the strength of plate or the grade of plate is not given, so again assuming it to be Fe410 plates. So now we will be requiring to find the plates, and for that, or to find the length of weld, we can see this example. This is our first plate which is overlapping on our second plate. So you can see that to resist the maximum load or to find the maximum load, this portion is to be welded completely. Clear? On the upper side, and this length that is on lower side, that also to be welded completely. So the total length of weld in this case will be width multiplied by 2. So to attain the maximum load that can be attained by a fillet weld, we need to see that how much maximum length we can apply. So for maximum length, we need to use this length, that is width on the top side, and to use this length, that is width on the bottom side. So the length of weld in this case will be 2 into 200, that is our width, that comes out to be 400. So solving it, we get P equal to 317 kilonewton. Clear? And 317 kilonewton is less than 454, that is the total strength of weld. If in your GTO examination, if you get this value greater than the strength of plate, then there is no need to provide slots. Clear? Here it is asked in question whether to provide slots or not. So here whether we will be requiring to provide slots or not can only be identified by this equation. If the value of load getting from fillet weld is greater than the strength of plate, then there is no need to provide slot welds. if we are getting the strength of our joint or fillet weld which is less than the total strength of plate, then to acquire the remaining strength we need to provide slots. So now we will be requiring to find the remaining amount of strength that is to be required. So slot welds are required to resist a force. This will be our total load and this is the load resisted by the fillet. So slots has to resist a load of 137.02 kilonewton. Clear? Now how to find the load again, or how to find the area again? For that we will be requiring FWD. So in this case the strength of slots will always be equal to FWD. In each and every example of slots you need not to find the strength again, the strength will always be equal to our FWD. Clear? So area of slots. Now this is the basic equation of stress and force and area. Clear? So if we make area a subject, the value will be load upon stress. Sigma equal to P by A. So if I make A is the subject, the value will be P upon sigma. And sigma in this case will be FWD. That is 189 for short. And P is the amount of load to be resisted by slots, which was 137 kilonewton. So solving it, we get an answer that the area of slot that is required is 725 mm square. Now there is many methods to proceed further. The shape of the slot is not given in the question. Either you can provide an elliptical slot, you can provide a square slot, you can provide a rectangular slot. It is up to you. Clear? Here I have provided a rectangular slot. In your examination, if you are solving it, then it is better to provide just a square slot. So after getting the area value, just you need to square root of it and you will get the dimensions of your square or dimensions of your slot. Here I have provided a rectangular slot of 25 cross 15, that is 2 slots I have provided of size 25 cross 15. So the total area that I have provided is 750, which is greater than 725. So it is okay or sufficient. You can also directly get the square root of this value and rounding off you can provide the dimensions. Yeah. So now moving on to the final portion, that is figure. Here you can see this is the first plate, this is the overlapping plate, and when to apply slots? Only when the fillet is not sufficient enough. So we need to compulsory provide fillets at both ends. So this will be our fillet weld, and after providing fillet weld, still the total strength is not acquired. So for this additional strength we are providing these 2 slots. Clear? So these are slots that you need to provide, and the dimensions of slots, as you can see here, are 25 cross 15 mm. So this was the sum pertaining to our slot weld. Clear? This will be looking in the next lectures. Thank you.